One, two, mic check. One, two. Good evening, everyone out on the West, but good morning to people on the East side of the world, I guess is how we call it. Yeah, because it is currently 9:37 a.m. here in Manila. I know it's probably, what is it, 7:37 p.m. in Chicago, around 8:30 in New York. But welcome to another live stream, another accountability live stream. It's nice to see all of you here today. I don't have a ton to talk about. It's not that a ton has changed since we've last spoken, but I found myself getting back into my routine. After moving to the other side of the world and having my routine completely thrown off, spending about 20 hours in a plane, getting 1 or 2 hours of sleep for the last, God, I can't even tell you, 5 or 6 days. I'm finally starting to find myself back into not the exact same routine I was on before I left, but one that is starting to seem familiar and one that I know will get me back to where I need to be. And even as I say that, it's not like I've completely fallen off the wagon, because a big thing that has changed about me over time is the fact that I have learned to really build some good, stable habits in my life. And this is why I talk so much to all of you about building good, healthy habits, because it's those healthy habits that can help minimize damage. And when I talk about minimizing damage, I'm talking about it can help you from completely falling off the wagon. If you are somebody that lives with this all or nothing mentality, where you're either fasting forever or you're not doing any of that at all, laying on the couch, ordering Grubhub, not going for your walks, not getting proper sleep because you're just sleeping on the couch, waking up, grabbing something to eat that's still left over. Don't lie to me. I know how that goes. I've done the exact same thing and repeating that process. Establishing good habits will help you get out of that. It will help rewire your brain to think differently. And at the end of the day, isn't that what we all want? Don't you want to establish good habits? It doesn't mean that you can't have an indulgent day every now and then. It doesn't mean that you can't enjoy yourself when you're going out to a social event, or if you want to have something special at a restaurant, or even for me, like an all you can eat spot. I love those moments. They're great. I enjoy them. But I know that doing that on a day to day basis, living that way for an extended period of time over and over and over, will avalanche me to quickly gain the weight back. And even though the last 8 or 9 days were pretty rough for me as I moved and had my complete routine thrown to the side, I know that I was able to still minimize damage in a way that I don't think I would have been able to do that 2 years ago, because I'm 2+ years into my journey right now. And I know that Jerome today, on Saturday, November 22nd, is a lot different than Jerome on November 22nd 2 years ago. And yes, I know it's probably November 21st for many of you who are watching this, because I know many people who are in the States are still a day back. But before I continue on, Ian, Maggie May, Kevin, Eric, The names are different this time. It's not showing the actual names, it's showing the username. So I'm trying to remember everyone in here. Babita, Kevin. Did I say Kevin already? Maybe. I did, I think. Deja. I know it's, I see Jody here, but I'm peace to all, right? The names are showing up different. Lori, Shauna, Miss Peaceful One, put on the tiara, Cap Rising, Lynn, Ronnie, Comeback Protocol, Peaceful, The Fallen, Margaret from Facebook, Judy Laper. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Sleck, Melly Mel. Welcome. It's nice to see you all. Happy Bunny. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining me for another accountability live stream. So just to give anybody who might be new here a little background on what these live streams are, this is a live stream where I will pretty much vomit all of how I'm feeling, where I'm at fasting wise, weight wise, mentally, what I've been doing exercise wise, what my plans are for the future, what things have looked like the last couple of days. And so for me, the way it works is being accountable in a way where I can share everything that I'm doing, not hiding anything, right? Being completely transparent. That is what helps me get through my days. Because when I talk about accountability, I'm not hiding. I am not pretending it didn't happen. I'm not going to secretly eat and not share about it. And that has drastically changed the way my actions move forward. Because I know that I have to be accountable in a way that I haven't been before. Think about this for you as well. Think about your accountability. How many of you can even admit to secretly eating? How many of you can admit to secretly eating something in your car or going to a fast food place and eating it there before you go home to your family or a loved one? How many of you will eat something quickly, throw it away so that nobody can see it? And while that might not seem like a big deal, and maybe it isn't for some people, I know that when I used to do that, that would be me trying to just hide it from people. Oh, let me eat this real quick so that nobody's going to know. And then I can eat dinner and people won't be like, well, you're not eating as much. Are you okay? It's a weird thing. And it's a weird psychological thing that has plagued me for a long time. And that's why I do these accountability live streams, because the more transparent I can be, the better it is for me to own up to what I'm doing. And it actually deters me from completely going overboard. So for people who are here in chat right now, take a look at chat. Take a look at what people are sharing, what they're doing. A lot of people are sharing their progress because for them, they understand that that accountability is really important. They know that being honest about what they're doing, even if they're struggling, is super important. Of course, people will come here and share the good as well. I want to see that. I love when people are doing amazing things, but this is also an opportunity for people to share when they are struggling. This is a place that you can do either or, because at the end of the day, right, your journey is going to have a combination of good days and bad days. I'm 748 days into my journey. I'm 2+ years into my journey. And don't think for a second that it's been the easiest 748 days. Don't think that every single day has been a walk in the park, because it absolutely has not. And the sooner you can come to terms and understand that not every day is going to be a perfect day for you, that will give you the opportunity then to take those quote unquote bad days, the days you are struggling, the days that you might be overeating, the day that you tell yourself, well, I think I'm going to break early because I have something going on. Those can be growing opportunities for you. Those can be learning moments for you instead of completely throwing the day away, instead of completely saying to yourself, well, I'm just going to start tomorrow. How many of you are thinking about that right now? How many of you have had this thought of, it's Friday night? I know it's not Friday night here, but it's Friday night for people in the States, for people in Canada. How many of you have already thought about that and said to yourself, it's Friday night. I have plans tonight. I'm going to go out tonight. I'm going to go drink tonight. I'm going to go grab pizza tonight. We're going to this special restaurant. That's great. Nobody says that you can't or you shouldn't. But does that mean you have to throw away the day? Does that mean you have to throw away the weekend? Does that mean that a bad, overindulgent Friday, and maybe not even call it bad, just let it be a day that you're going out to eat, you're socializing? Does that mean that that Friday, overindulgent Friday, has to also be an overindulgent Saturday, has to also be an overindulgent Sunday? Maybe you have plans Friday and Saturday. Maybe that's what you're saying right now. But Jerome, I have plans Friday and Saturday. You do? You have plans Friday night and Saturday night? That's awesome. Does that mean that Saturday morning you'll be going to get brunch as well and overindulging then? Does that mean that on Sunday then, when you have nothing going on, you're going to overindulge as well and say, well, I'm just going to start Monday? Now you've dug yourself a really big hole. Oh, but Jerome, it's okay because on Monday, I'm going to do a 7-day fast. Okay. That's great if you can. But does it have to get to that point of extremes? Does it always have to be like that? I'm not saying that you can't overindulge the entire weekend. All I'm saying is put some effort into what you're doing as well. So anybody who's watching this right now, at least remember that with the weekend coming by, is it doesn't have to be a completely overindulgent weekend from beginning to end. I'll give you a perfect example. It was Friday night last night. Yesterday was my refeed day. I'm going to talk about this in a little bit as well when I share my nerd stats. But yesterday, my refeed day, does it mean that yesterday on Friday, I refed the moment I woke up in the morning until the moment I went to bed at night? No. I didn't eat until the very end of the night. Why? Because I know that if I break early, I'm going to eat early. I'm going to eat again a couple hours later. I'm going to eat again before I go to bed. Now, that is my own issue. That's something that I will have to continually work on. But all I'm saying is, just because you might overindulge in one meal doesn't mean that you have to do it for all the meals throughout the day. Doesn't mean that you have to do it the next day and the day after that. And then tell yourself, I'm just going to start on Monday. Because when you are starting and stopping and starting and stopping, you're putting yourself in this endless cycle of, well, especially if you're not able to complete long fasts and then you're just eating in excess day after day after day. I mean, are you really getting progress? So before I get into my nerd stats, I'm going to take some time. I'm going to read chat. I'm going to read and see what people are up to because, like I said, this is an accountability live stream. I'm going to give people some time to share how they're doing, what they're up to, if they're struggling, if there's any advice I can give. Because as I've been doing these live streams over time, I've realized that this community has been built through exactly what I'm talking about. This is accountability for me, but this is also an accountability live stream for you to share what you're doing, to talk about your struggles, to talk about or celebrate your successes, because I think in that way, we all get to work together. So before I get into my nerd stats, Ian says, I'm 1.6 pounds down. You see how Ian's name is different here? It has his whole username. It's like that for everyone. I don't know why it's like that this time. Last time it was weird. I don't know why it's doing that. But Ian says, hi, Ian, by the way. I'm 1.6 pounds down from the last stream in America when I last streamed over a week ago in the States. What day did I live stream that day? I can't even remember. I've been in a bit of a plateau, but expecting a drop on the scale soon. I'm doing more 16-8 fast these days, which is good for maintenance. If you're unfamiliar with what a 16-8 fast is, that's when you fast for 16 hours and then you eat for the other 8 hours. And I always like putting this out there is not every fast has to be a prolonged fast. Not every fast has to be a multi-day fast. If you can fast for 16 hours, 18 hours, 20 hours, all that means then is if you're still trying to lose weight while fasting for a shorter period of time, that's where the diet has to be cleaned up. That's where you have to keep your calories in control. That's where cleaner eating becomes more important, where mindful eating becomes more important. And I know, Ian, you said that you'll be sleeping by the time the stream starts, which is, I completely understand. Hopefully you'll be able to catch this replay, but maybe you can tell me in the comments as well. Are you beating yourself up because you're in a plateau, or are you okay with that? Have you realized, yeah, I'm plateauing right now. I'm not maybe making the best choices, but maybe you are as well. Plateaus happen. Sometimes keeping your weight stable is the win. It doesn't always have to be a drop in weight every single day. But, you know, you said this as well. You're expecting a drop on the scale soon. You're trusting the process. Ian, usually when Ian would share his goals, he would tell me about his step count and other things that he's been doing as well. So Ian, keep me posted, but thank you for sharing with us. Maggie May says, I've been emotionally struggling and it's affecting my fasting / eating. So here's another example of somebody sharing good and bad. Don't be ashamed of sharing a struggling moment, because these are the moments that are really important to talk about. These are the moments where you're uncomfortable with it. You don't want to talk about it, but maybe it's cathartic to let it out. Why do you think I share all the bad moments, even if I don't want to? Why do you think I bring that up when I'm struggling? I don't necessarily want to talk about it, but I know that putting it out there, laying it all on the table, as they say, that's helpful for me. It makes me kind of look over it in a bigger perspective and say, okay, this is where I'm at. This kind of sucks right now. I wish this didn't happen. I wish I could do X, Y, Z instead. But if I can approach it full on and not let it just sit in the back of my head or pretend it didn't happen, that's where progress is made. So even as Maggie is saying this, so when you're saying you're emotionally struggling and it's affecting your fasting, it's affecting your eating, are you directly breaking your fast because of the emotional struggle? Are you directly overeating because of the emotional struggle? Have you found ways to kind of curb that? Are there other things that you can do for yourself that doesn't have to turn into, okay, I'm going to break my fast, I'm going to eat right now? And maybe the answer to that is no. Maybe all that you can do right now is be aware of what you're doing and know that you are breaking early and you're eating maybe in excess because emotionally, that's how you deal with things. All it means is that as days, weeks, months go by, you continue to be aware of it and you continue to work on it. How? By taking small steps. If you break early because you're emotionally struggling, you break early. But does that also mean now you have to eat the worst way possible? No, it doesn't. You can make changes. Does it mean that you have to now refeed for the entire day? No, it doesn't. You can always hit your timer and go again. Does it mean that you can't take advantage of the calories that you've consumed by going for a walk, lifting weights, making sure you still go to bed on time and get a good amount of sleep? These are all things that we can still do for ourselves. Thank you for sharing with us, Maggie May. I appreciate that. I hope that in time, and we all know this, eventually this will pass and you will get back into your groove. And I know before, Maggie, you were pushing longer fasts. So maybe the question as well is, do you feel like you're burning out? Do you feel like maybe you're pushing too hard? Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. I'm just bringing it up so that you can process these things and then tell yourself, okay, this is what, or this is where I'm at. This is how I'm going to deal with it. And you play it through. So keep us posted, Maggie. Thank you for sharing. Kevin says 141 hours of my 155-hour fast done, 90%. Congrats, Kevin. Breaking tomorrow, gonna see Wicked Part 2. Oh, that's out already? I know people have been talking about it with my daughter and friends. Have a great time, Kevin. Taking a 20% day for movie snacks, maybe nachos. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. Enjoy, Kevin. When people talk about 20% day or a 20% day and you're unfamiliar with it, that's a term that I've been using for myself where 80% days are my fasting days. 80% days are my clean eating days. 20% days are my, I'm going to go out and eat popcorn and snacks. I'm going to go to a bar and drink. I'm going to go on vacation and probably eat whatever. But as you can probably assume, that's 20% of the time versus 80% of the time where you're doing mostly the good things that you should be doing. The majority of the time, 80% of the time versus a 20% day, which is far and few between. Although when I moved, how many 20% days did I have? I had a good amount of 20% days. Thankfully, I have been stacking them up or saving them for that particular moment. Kevin, congrats on getting through another extended fast. I look forward to hearing how the movie went, how the food was, and I know you'll be right back on routine just like usual. Okay, I'm gonna scroll down here. Eric says, I was up zero 0.8 kilograms this morning after a hearty carnivore soup yesterday. I'll be doing a 65-hour fast until Monday night to celebrate my 18th wedding anniversary. That's great. That's great. And hopefully you're not beating yourself up over a 0.8 kilogram gain after a refeed or, like you said, your carnivore soup. I've shared this many times, but usually for me, after a refeed, I'll gain anywhere between 4 and 6 pounds. So I know you're probably not feeling any type of way about it, but good luck on the 65-hour fast. Congrats or an early congratulations on your 18th wedding anniversary, Eric. Eric also says 14 hours into my 65. Then I think I'll be on an egg challenge for 4 days with a can of sardines or mackerel to mix it up. What's an egg challenge? Does that mean you're just literally eating nothing but eggs? 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 I was about to sound like I was saying eggs. And then sardines or mackerel in between? Is that how that works? I'm very unfamiliar with that. So keep me posted, Eric. Again, congrats on 18 years, on your 18th wedding anniversary. Deja says, started a new plan of 1,800 keto day to 1,500 carnivore to fast and repeat. So let me know in the comments, Deja, or anybody else who's familiar with this. When you say 1800 keto, are you saying you're going to eat 1800 calories keto, 1500 calories carnivore, and then fast and repeat? I'm a little unfamiliar. Only have a couple pounds until I'm in the 150s. Going to challenge myself to a 48-hour fast instead of my one fast day tomorrow. And that's right. Deja has been on a different program now, not fasting prolonged as much, putting shorter fasts into the mix. And that's my guess, right? Is maybe one day 1800 calories of keto, 1500 calories of carnivore, but now you're going to push a 48. And this is a really good example for anybody who's in here right now of working all of your levers. This is fasting in a flexible manner. This is eating in different ways as well, trying to do different things, seeing how it affects you. So keep us posted, Deja, and good luck to you on your 48-hour fast. I know the last time you had spoke that you were taking a step back from fasting a little longer, but maybe you have it in you right now to push a longer fast. Keep us posted. Keep us posted. Thank you for sharing. Lori says, hi, everyone. I'm doing some rolling 65s to kick off a few pounds. I mean, if I remember correctly, Lori pretty much has this on automatic. I know Lori is working all of her levers. Lori also says, I did my workout today too. Cardio, weights, and stretches. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Keep us posted, Lori. Thank you for sharing. Shauna says, hi, fasting fam. I can't be here at live time, I'm assuming is what you're saying, but know that I'm 25 hours into my ADF. And Shauna has been pretty consistent with this at this point. Got my strength workout in today and have been cleaning house all day. Maybe I'll make the next one. Thank you for sharing with us, Shauna. And again, if you look at what people are sharing, remember, this is not just about fasting. People who are here right now, if you think that the only thing that matters is fasting and nothing else, you have to get that mindset off of you. You have to understand that this is a combination of fasting. Sure, of course, you can put a priority on it if you want. You can make that your main focus. But if you are only thinking about fasting and you're not thinking about what your refeeds look like, will they be clean? Will you keep your refeeds short? Will you make sure that you get cardio in, strength training in? Will you make sure that you get good rest and recovery and sleep well? Will you make sure that you're keeping your mental health good? If you do not put those things into consideration, it will make all of this harder. So when I see people talking about, yeah, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing this too, and I'm doing this is how you build a good routine. This is how you minimize damage. Because think about it, when I was gone for a week plus and I was in the middle of traveling and I was just being fed whatever food the airline gave me at the airport, on the airplane, not at the airport. I picked whatever expensive food was there, but they weren't the best choices. But I still tried to make good choices every now and then. And that is because of the routine that's been built. Not like 2 years ago where Jerome would have gone on his first vacation after losing the weight and being like, well, I'm going to eat pie and I'm going to eat all the shitty food that I can now because, hey, I'm on vacation. When I know that I could do that, but it doesn't have to be like that 24/7. Miss Peaceful One says, hi, fam, just checking in. I just broke my 45-hour fast. Congrats, Miss Peaceful One, refeeding and rolling back into another one. I didn't hit 72 like I planned, and it's okay. And of course it is. It's perfectly okay. Again, this is a way to flexibly fast, to not maybe fast as long as you intended, but it doesn't mean that the journey stops. It doesn't mean that it's all for nothing. It doesn't mean that now it's time to give up and eat whatever you want. If that's what you plan on doing, that's your call. But the way I look at it is, okay, if 72 was the plan and you got 45 hours in, that's still a huge win. There's still a lot of fasting that was done. There's still a lot of good you've done for yourself, and there's a lot more good that you can do for yourself after finishing a 45-hour fast. I mean, that's literally what I've been doing for the longest time now. And I've been hitting new low weights fasting for around that period of time and not even fasting for 90 hours while lifting heavy at the gym because that's what's important to me. Miss Peaceful One, thank you for sharing with us. Miss Peaceful One also says, I'll be tied up at 8:30, so I'll listen to the replay. All good. But Miss Peaceful One just is giving some words of advice and some encouragement here. If you're struggling, it's okay. Find a non-negotiable and focus on mastering it. A really great tip. Mine is 12,000 steps. Grace with yourself and keep going. And this is, again, another good tip. Just because not everything is working out for you doesn't mean that you have to give up some of the other things. This Peaceful One has a non-negotiable, 12,000 steps. Okay, I might break early, but I'm still going to get my 12,000 steps in. I might overeat today, but I'll still get my 12,000 steps in. I might not be able to get to the gym and lift weights, but I'll make sure I still get my 12,000 steps in. Plan. Give yourself a routine. Think about all the important things that you do for yourself every single day. Not because you have to do it, but also because you know that these are good, healthy habits that you can build for yourself. If you can put these into practice, if you can practice imperfect consistency, where you don't have to be completely perfect with everything that you're doing, you just have to be consistent in all of these things, you will find success. Thank you for sharing that or these words of wisdom with us, Miss Peaceful One. Let me scroll down here. Ronnie says, hey, everyone. It's a fasting day. I break tomorrow morning. Have a great weekend. Ronnie, thanks for sharing with us. Keep us posted. It's a fasting day for me as well. I'm not eating anything at all today. So you and I, we got this. Actually, let me ask anybody who's in here right now. Who's fasting all day today? Anyone in here? Is anyone struggling today? Do you think you're going to make it today? For those that are, some of you, it's already Friday evening. So for some of you, my guess is you'll be okay. If it's 8 p.m., my guess is you can make it, right? A couple more hours, go to bed, you'll be fine. For someone like me, it's 10 in the morning. I have the whole day to fast. But I'll tell you what, I know I'm going to make it today. Nothing is going to throw me off. I do have plans to hang out with some of my fam that's here, but I'm not going to be eating. And they know that. That's already the line that I've put down. And they're okay with that. So I know I'll be fine. And so I even say that for anyone who's struggling right now. Listen, I'm in this with you. I'm fasting all day today as well. I'll be breaking tomorrow. I get to tell myself, hey, you might not be able to eat today, but you'll absolutely eat tomorrow. And you'll be fine. I'm not going to die. I'm not going to keel over. I can function completely well. I went for a walk this morning. I lifted weights afterwards. I have no reason to eat because I had a pretty big refeed yesterday. Okay, I'm going to scroll down here. I'm just going to see if anyone else has shared. Comeback Protocol says, you moved out of Chicago? I did. I've been talking about this for the last 3+ months. Comeback Protocol. It's all good. I'm just giving you a hard time. I'm living in Manila now. I'm out here in the Philippines. Yeah, Eric is, I mean, these are good words too. Reestablishing a routine is huge. Breaking a routine is a killer for so many. You need to be proud of the little wins as well. And absolutely right. I mean, it's very easy to get thrown off of your routine. But you know what? That's why the habits, the routine is the main thing, right? The routine is like the overall arching or the overarching part of your day. The routine is what sets you up throughout that day. I'm going to do this, and that. But the habits, the pieces that make the routine, right? The routine could be thrown off, but if the habits are still in place, you can still do a lot of good for yourself. Not all 10, 15 parts of your routine have to be completely thrown out the window. Those habits should help you still incorporate those other ones in there. Did I? Ravine just became a part of the Finally Fasting fam. Ravine, thank you so much for the support. I don't have my other notebook right now, but can we throw some clocks up for Ravine? Or if any of you are Finally Fasting fam members, you could just throw up a custom emoji. Ravine, you can throw one up as well. Ravine, thank you for being part of the Finally Fasting fam. I appreciate your support. I'm not sure if you picked the OMAD tier or the autophagy tier, but if you did pick the autophagy tier, we'll be talking on Wednesday. Ravine, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, and welcome. Okay, let me move down here. Melly Mel says, happy to report that I hit a milestone. I love to hear it, Melly Mel. Weighed in at 189.8, 3 pounds lost after 40 hours fasted. Haven't seen the 180 since before COVID. 5 years, right? It's been 5 years. Melly Mel, congratulations. I love that for you. And I mean, not to share too much with Melly Mel, but like Melly Mel hasn't had a complete success either, right? It's been some ups and downs. But look, Melly Mel's now hitting a new low after 5 years. That's huge. That's huge because Melly Mel didn't turn around and walk away from it, didn't start over. Again, I don't know exactly every day for you, Melly Mel, but my assumption is even if you've had some hard days, you didn't throw in the towel. You told yourself, okay, I can get back on it. I can do this again. I can do something different. I can work on myself. So, and you've shown it, hitting a new low in either 5 years, more than 5 years, or about 5 years. So happy to see that number. Refed done, timer set for another ADF. I love that for you, Melly Mel. Welcome to the 180s. Now it's just a matter of keeping yourself there and then keeping that downward trend. Keep us posted, Melly Mel. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Okay, let me scroll down here. Does it look like it? Margaret from Facebook says, Jerome, you look like you've gotten a tan. Is it already how strong the sun is? My goodness. I haven't even looked at what the weather is in Chicago lately. My guess is it's probably in the 30s or 40s or so, but there is a lot of sun here in the Philippines and it is pretty intense. We'll just say that. Okay. Lou. Hi, Lou. Hello, Kabayang Jerome. How's your new life in the Philippines right now? It's good. It's good. Today, I think, marks 1 week of being here, my first week here. Hope you'll have a meet and greet here in Manila soon. Mabuhay sa'yo. Thank you, Lou, for the kind words. As far as a meet and greet, I don't know. Maybe one of these days, people have asked me to do that in Chicago as well. Maybe one of these days, I'll have to think about it. But thank you, Lou. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you for the welcome as well. Appreciate you supporting me. Appreciate you being here. Thanks so much. Peaceful says, hi, Jerome. This is Peace to All. Oh, got it. Having trouble changing. Oh, my YouTube handle. Okay, no problem. Only gained 1 pound on my refeed. Still hanging in there. Love to hear it. And 1 pound on a refeed is nothing. That's actually great. I mean, for me, who averages somewhere between 4 and 6 pounds, 1 pound, I would love for that. So thank you for sharing with us. Trumpet, hi Trumpet, says, hi, just done a 3-day fast and ate yesterday. Now, wait, hold on. So you finished a 3-day fast. Oh, and you ate. I see. You ate food. You're probably doing auto text or whatever, talk to text. And now back on another fast. Congrats on the 3-day Trumpet. How was it? Difficult? What's your fasting routine been like lately? Keep me posted. I'm just wondering what your journey is currently looking like. Thanks for sharing with us, Trumpet, and congrats on the 3-day fast. Okay, let me scroll down here. Facts. Yeah, I moved to the Philippines. I've been talking about it for the last 3+ months. I've been talking about me moving for the last 3+ months. But I mean, to be fair, I don't think or remember seeing you here, or if I've said hi to you before, maybe I have, maybe I haven't. But yes, I did. I am currently in Manila. So, okay. It's time for nerd stats, everyone. Let's break into that. I've pretty much gone through the chat here, or um, at least tried to touch on everybody who's shared a little bit with me. So as we get into nerd stats, today is Saturday, November 22nd. For some people, it's Friday, November 21st, but here it's Saturday, November 22nd. Today is day 748 of my journey. Like I said earlier, has it been a perfect 2+ years? No, it hasn't. There has been a lot of good days, but there have also been bad days. But the one thing that I have reminded myself and told myself is that I would not start over. I would not turn around and walk away from my journey. I would not hide from it. I would be transparent and honest and accountable. And that's what I continue to do. So, just to really give you a better idea of what things have looked like for me recently, I'm just going to go over the last 10 days, over the last week and a half. On day one, I finished a 44-hour fast. I had friends that took me out to an all you can eat Korean barbecue place before I left the country. Day number two, I fasted all day. I could have eaten, but I didn't. I had a family dinner, but I was also flying out super early the next morning. I only slept for an hour. Day three, I finished a 31-hour fast. I ate way too much. That was because I was in between airports and didn't have the best choices. And even though I made some good choices, I made a lot of bad choices and I ate everything that they gave me on the plane. But I was also pretty stressed with a lack of sleep and pretty much being on a plane for 20+ hours. Day number four, I arrived here in Manila at 9 p.m. I went out for dinner and drinks, ate snacks. Day five, a 12-hour fast. And you'll see, I'm no longer doing 42-hour fasts or 45 because I was in the middle of a move. So you'll see a 44-hour, a 31-hour, then a 12-hour. I had lunch with family, and then a 29-hour. I tried to push it as long as I can. It wasn't a 40 some, but it's the best I could do. I'm not going to beat myself up over it. I broke to have dinner with fam again, went out for drinks. The next day, a 12-hour fast. I broke for lunch with fam, ate a lot more. And then 2 days ago, I fasted the entire day. I told myself, okay, Jerome, you're here now, you're a lot more settled, get back into a rhythm. It was the first long fast I did since I arrived here in the Philippines. Yesterday, I broke a 43-hour fast. I had an hour refeed. Yesterday's refeed was a lot more controlled. I ate 2,400 calories, and this is coming from someone who normally eats around 4,000 calories on my refeed. I only had 2,400 calories. Part of it is because I am still getting used to going to the grocery store here, and they don't have a lot of the same foods I normally eat. I couldn't find cottage cheese yesterday. I couldn't find Like the mushrooms I typically eat, I couldn't find the sugar-free Jello pudding I buy. I couldn't find the protein milk I bought. So I had a mishmash of food. I ended up buying shrimp, broccoli, mushrooms. I did eat corn. And I think those are the main things I ate yesterday. I didn't even eat rice yesterday. I was like, I'm okay with rice. I'm just going to eat this. And then I bought some like protein bars, but they weren't the best. They weren't the healthiest. And I ended up eating all of them. There were 5 bars in there. I ate all 5. And then I actually had some chocolates. And it was from what my family had given me as a gift basket. There weren't a lot. They were like the equivalent of like 5 or 6 Hershey Kisses. And after I ate all of that, my refeed was only about an hour long, and it still ended up being only 2,400 calories. It was 182 grams of protein, so it was still a little lower in protein than I would have liked, but still a lot better. My calories were down, and while I didn't eat a lot of the foods I wanted to eat, I felt pretty satiated, and I'm ready to fast all day again today. And so I'll take that as a win. Absolutely, we'll take that as a win. In the last 10 days, my average fast, if you can see here, is not long whatsoever, 28 and a half hours. So I'm not even pushing long fast right now. This is me trying to make it work. This is me trying to perform damage control, to minimize damage. I might not be able to fast long because of my travels, but I still made sure to fast where I could. I still made sure to put steps in where I could. I still made an effort to eat as mindful as I can where I could. And as I move on to this next slide here, you'll see where my weight has gone. After I finished a 44-hour fast on day 1, I was 137.2 pounds. I went to that all-you-can-eat barbecue place, Korean barbecue place. I pushed up to 142. And then I traveled. I didn't step on the scale for the next 3 days. I had a 31-hour fast, a 12-hour fast. The weight pushed up to 141.6. Did a 29-hour fast. Didn't weigh the next day. Ate a lot following. 144 pounds 2 days ago. After my 43-hour fast yesterday, I was 140. And I was really happy this morning when I stepped on the scale and I saw myself at 141.4 pounds. I had only a 2,400 calorie refeed. And I only put 1.5 pounds on the scale. And here's the thing. When I woke up this morning after my refeed last night, I did the exact same thing that I do or I did when I was in Chicago. And what does that look like? Most of you that have been here with me for a while know what that is. When I woke up this morning after my refeed, went to the bathroom, got on the scale, I weighed myself, I went for a walk, I went to the gym, I lifted weights, and typically after that, I work. And that's actually what I'm doing now. I'm working, I'm live streaming, and it's no different. The routine is there. I am finding my routine to get back on track. That's exactly what I'm doing. I am trying to get myself back into the place I was before when I was in Chicago, because the journey isn't over. I still have goals to reach. I have more body fat to lose. I want my next DEXA scan to be better than my last one earlier this month. It was better than it was last year. And I want to make sure I put in all the effort that I can to even drop that body weight for next year's DEXA scan. Eric says, does anyone else love walking to grocery stores? I do. I do it. I've been doing it forever now. When it's super hot, it's a great way to get steps. That's how I looked at it yesterday as well. When I went to the store for my refeed, it's like, I'm about to eat a ton of calories. Might as well make use of it. Walk to the store, carry those groceries. I had a backpack. I carried a bag with me, right? Might as well take advantage of it. And honestly, I did the same thing too. When overseas, I can spend hours in a grocery store just looking. Now, I wasn't in the grocery store for hours, but I definitely walked around and I was like, this is so different. This is, was really funny too is I would go to like, I can't remember what I was looking at, either seasonings or oil or whatever. And there was Kirkland stuff, right? Like Kirkland from Costco. And it said Kirkland and on it, it said imported, right? Because it's imported from the US. It's so different. It just made me giggle when I saw that. Kevin says, you can make cottage cheese easy at home and it only takes a few hours. Kevin, show me how. I mean, I'm sure I could Google it too, or I could maybe go on YouTube. But if you have ever done it and you have a preferred way, maybe tell me and I'll take a look. I'll take a look. Margaret asks, did you find a gym? So the place I actually live in right now, this complex I live in actually has a gym, which is good. I actually took a video of it, but maybe I'll show you all next time. So the gym isn't like the best. It doesn't have a ton, but it has enough for me to still do something. And again, this is where I tell people, work with what you've got. Yes, it doesn't have free weights. It doesn't have a ton of machines, but there are dumbbells there. There's a bench there. There's a pull-up bar, right? There are things I can use and still get a good workout in. So, and it's free. So yes, I did find a gym per se, but I do think I will eventually go to another gym as well. I just haven't gotten to that point yet. Thanks, Maggie. I appreciate the kind words. You know what? So Maggie also asks, did you find Brussels sprouts? And I know Eric is here too, because Eric dropped a huge donation the other day. There were Brussels sprouts and they were they were in the frozen section and they were vacuum sealed. And there were like only 10 of them in there, or maybe 15 of them in there. And I can't remember how much they were. I'll have to double check, but I believe the 10 or whatever in there, they were like $4 or 15. They were $4 because and I can't remember who shared this with us in the chat, is that they survive in colder weather, so they have to either be imported here. They were super expensive. And so yesterday I'm just like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna make broccoli and shrimp and I'm just gonna cook it. Because remember, I don't have an oven. There's no oven in this apartment I'm in. There's only this hot pot, this this hot plate, or I believe it's an induction plate. I will find ways to make different things. I know people had recommended getting an air fryer, so that's something I'll take a look at as well. Yesterday was the first day I was able to cook for myself. So I have a lot to learn using something different and only having minimal space, but I'll get there. I'll get there. And yes, I will eventually buy Brussels sprouts, just FYI. So just to go over the last slide here in terms of nerd stats, in the last 10 days, these are what my step counts look like. So remember, even on days where I didn't fast as long, even on days where I completely overate, I still put an effort in to get like 10,000 steps. I mean, some days, this is coming from me where I normally average 15,000 steps. I have not gotten anywhere close to that except for 2 of those days. On day 5 with 18,000 steps, and then on day 8 with 16,000 steps. Other than that, I haven't gotten anywhere close to that. I'm not beating myself up about it. I know I can get more steps in. The hard part right now, and just before I close off on this, you'll see all the lifting days there as well. I'm still lifting where I can. I'm still getting strength training in because it's really important for me to continue to build muscle, maintain muscle, and take care of myself. What I was going to say, and now I'm forgetting what I was going to say, is Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. I think what I was really just trying to say is I know that I have to find my rhythm. I know that I am not on the same rhythm I was when I was in Chicago. There are a lot of things pulling at me right now. I have a very small amount of family here. I can count my family like on one hand. And that family hasn't seen me in 35 years other than when I was here earlier this year. And it's really nice because I've gotten close with many of them already. And they want to show me around and they want to, I ended up getting a Philippine number, right? A Philippine phone number. And I'm working on getting a bank account and I'm working on getting a driver's license. Because for people who don't know, I am a dual citizen. I have citizenship here as well. So I am able to get all of these things. And so there's a lot that's happening. But at the same time, as I'm going out, people want to eat too. Oh, have you eaten? If you're Filipino, you know what that means. Have you eaten yet? Have you eaten yet? Did you eat yet? That's always a thing. And so this is me trying to tell people I'm okay. Like I'm not eating today, but I will find that routine and I will then get into a good routine, get efficient with it. That's what I was trying to say. The hard part with where I'm at right now is my sleep. That is the hard part. In the last week or so, I've only been getting like anywhere between 2 and 4 hours. Literally yesterday, I was up for 28 hours. My jet lag is still so bad. I have not been able to get into a good sleep routine. And that is the missing piece for me right now. That even last night I tried to sleep after being up for 28 hours. I think I fell asleep at around 11 p.m. or 10:30 p.m. And then I woke up at 2:30 in the morning and I was up. I couldn't fall back asleep. I was literally up at 2:30 in the morning. And then at 6 in the morning, I went for my walk because I was like, I'm not going back to sleep. I'm just going to go for my walk. And I've been up since then. I've been up since 2:30. It's 10:30 in the morning right now. So I know that when I can finally get back into a good sleeping routine, these numbers will start to even get better. So that's what I wanted to share in terms of nerd stats. And I think there were a couple other things now that I see other people on here too. Um, uh, Lapper or Lape, I think it's Laper. Is it possible to enable closed captions for those of us who are hard of hearing? I would love to participate live, but I can't hear everything. Um, I don't know how to enable that. I'm not exactly sure. I'll have to take a look at that later. I also know that the AirPods I have in right now are not the best. I'm waiting. I had to order something on Shopee because I believe there's Amazon here, but Shopee is the cheaper thing. And I just got a Shopee account and I had to order something so I can get my mic working. So hopefully that will come in maybe today or tomorrow. And once I get that mic, I think it'll be louder as well. So hopefully that'll be helpful. But I'll take a look at that later. Or if you have any recommendations on how to do that, because I don't know how to do that on my end. Hey, Mega, how's it going? Get a toaster oven. I was looking at that as well. I'm either going to get an air fryer or a toaster oven, one of those two. Hey, Saturn, how's it going? Saturn says frozen Brussels sprouts are pretty cheap. I usually boil them, then put my favorite sauce. Also, 62 hours fasted after falling off for 2 weeks. So let's talk about the frozen Brussels sprouts first. Yes, Brussels sprouts are typically cheap when I bought them in the States. And I I don't prefer to boil them. I like to roast them in the oven, but I also am currently living in Manila now, and Brussels sprouts, at least from what I saw yesterday, were pretty expensive. Maybe I can find them cheaper. I haven't had a chance to like really look yet. Um, Congrats on your 62-hour fast. I love that for you. Maybe tell me what's the plan after that? How long are you planning to fast for? What's the plan after you finish this prolonged fast? The part that concerns me more is the falling off for 2 weeks. The one thing that I would love to help people with that come here, and for those that are here every time I stream, is to make sure that we don't fall off for an extended period of time. I get it, life happens, and sometimes we can't get ourselves back up. But if I can help you, Saturn, to make sure that you never have a moment again where you fall off for 2 weeks straight, I would love to have that. And I'm not saying that you have to continuously fast forever and it has to be perfect. All I'm saying is if you break early and you have a bad eating day, that it doesn't turn into 2 weeks. That you can get back up, you can practice imperfect consistency, and you can be like, hey, Jerome, I'm here, I'm back on it, I'm good. So keep us posted, Saturn. Thank you for sharing with us. Okay, that's all for Nerd Stats. It's time to do fit check, everyone. So fit check is when I stand back here and I show you what I look like physically. So whether or not I am feeling bloated or feeling lean, I will do fit check. Why? Because that is a good way for me to be transparent and accountable. I do that because I know that if I were to eat every single day and eat in excess or even binge and do that day after day after day, I would not want to show up. I would not want to stand back up here and show you. And I told myself, Jerome, no matter what happens, even if you eat like that, you need to be accountable. And so that's why I do fit check, because it helps me to make sure I'm keeping myself in check. So before I do fit check, and I do this on every live stream, as long as I can find the slides, just a reminder, I have been overweight my entire life. As a child, and even as Maggie May has put that fit check emoji up there, here as a little kid, in my adolescent years, in my cringy teenage years, in my 20s, in my 30s, and even in my 40s, I have been overweight, obese, morbidly obese, wearing double XL shirts, wearing size 38 waist pants. And the reason I show all of those photos is so that you understand that I didn't just gain this weight recently. I have been like this my entire life. But I show that so you know that I have now lost all that weight and kept it off for 2+ years naturally, not through medication, not through something like GLP-1, not Ozempic, not through weight loss surgery, not through hormone replacement therapy, not through HRT, TRT, nothing like that. Naturally, through fasting and through working on my good, healthy habits. And I think for me, yes, it's very impressive that I lost all the weight in less than 5 months, 80 pounds in less than 5 months. But I think it's more impressive that I've now kept it off since. And yes, of course, it's not like the weight has just stayed completely straight. I have put on weight and lost it and put on weight, but for the most part, I have kept it in check. And it doesn't mean that you should be off your medication. It doesn't mean that you should stay off of GLP-1 or stop taking it. All I'm saying is if you are considering something like that and you're considering it because you think that nothing else will work, I'm telling you right now, think about it. Think about your habits. Think about accountability. And if you have never done anything like that before, maybe think about doing something like that before you move into that other spectrum of or other realm of trying something different. I mean, you got to do you. You got to do what's best for you. All I'm saying is if you have never been accountable before, if you have never worked on your habits before, these are things that you will still take with you regardless of what you do. Even if you do weight loss surgery, even if you do GLP-1, even if you do medication, it's still important to have good, healthy habits. It's still important to be accountable. Okay, so we're going to do fit check. Hopefully this is aimed correctly. It looks like it is. This is me wearing a size extra large boy shirt. So I've gone from a double XL adult shirt to a size extra large boy shirt. So from double XL to XL adult to large adult to medium adult to small adult to extra large boys. Or I also wear extra small adult, which are actually smaller than these shirts. These shorts that I'm wearing are size, well, they're supposed to be size 28, but even these are loose on me. Usually I have to wear boy shirts as well. So front shot here. And remember, this is also after my refeed yesterday of around 2,400 calories. And I gained about a pound and a half, but still feeling pretty lean. This is me today at 141.4 pounds, I believe. Side shot here, rear, side, and that's pretty much it. You know, it's really interesting. I've noticed. Well, it's this hand because this hand is tattooed, but it's this hand I've noticed as well. Is like even lately, even as I've noticed before when I would have my refeeds, like this arm is starting to get a lot more vascular. And I know it looks like I'm trying to show off here, but vascularity is new for me. I have never had vascular arms before. Even my legs. I wish I could show you like the back of my calves. I can't do it there. I wonder if I could stand on this bench. Let me try. Nah, I can't. But like my calves are very muscular. Even if you looked at my DEXA scan, I literally have no. I mean, I have fat in my legs, but it pretty much shows very minimal fat there. The remaining excess fat on me is in my trunk area. So from the neck to the waist is where, so it's like here and it's on my back. And so hopefully I can go from 17.5%, because that's what I was on my last DEXA scan, to 15%. That's my goal. Because I would imagine, I wish I had gotten a DEXA scan on day one of my journey, but I also understand that like there was no way, I was so insecure that I would have ever gone. But if I had gone on day number one, I wonder what my fat percentage would have been. And I think we talked about this before, but maybe 40, 45%, maybe more. Because then a year after I was 20%. And then 2 years when I did my DEXA scan on November 6th, I was 17.5%. So hopefully I can be lower for year number 3. Anyway, that is Fit Check for today. It's time to do Q&A. So if any of you have any questions or anything that you would like to share, please feel free to share it now in chat and I will try to go over it. In the meantime, while you might be asking a question or a comment, if any of you are looking for additional help when it comes to fasting, weight loss, or accountability, you can go to finallyfasting.com. You can book a one-on-one session with me. We can go over a game plan and a strategy together. Now, the availability on that calendar is very, very minimal right now. I have not opened it up just yet because I have not even gotten to that part of my life just yet. I have a lot going on, but there is availability out in December for a very shortened period. I will probably open that calendar up a little later, maybe next week, as I catch up to my work. But if you are looking for additional help, you can go to finallyfasting.com and book some time with me. At the same time, if any of you want to help support me in a different way, you can be part of the Finally Fasting fam. If you go to the link in the description of this live stream, there is a link to be a member. You can join, or you can click the join button on YouTube. It's a YouTube membership. It's just a way to support. If you do support, you will get a fancy little emoji next to your name in chat. I think your name is also a different color. You'll get your name on the intros of the live streams. And if you join the higher tier one, the higher tier membership, you can join us on Wednesdays where we will be live streaming as a group. So it's not just me on camera, other people will jump on camera. We have a shared community spreadsheet where we all have different goals. It is a smaller, intimate group, but it's a great group of people. I'll still be there, obviously. I head those meetings. So if that's something you're interested in, check out the link to the live of that. Check the link. Check the link in the description of this live stream is what I meant to say. So, okay. Just see. Thanks everyone for the kind words. I don't even know how to respond to some of that. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Saturn asks, what is your advice for starting rolling fast? I usually fast 2 days a week. So Saturn, my advice is pretty similar to anyone at this point. My advice for anybody who wants to do rolling fast is test it out. I mean, the best advice I can give is roll with it. Be open about it. Be flexible about it. What I mean is, if you usually fast 2 days a week and you find that it's no problem, that's great. Maybe that's what it takes. Just doing it 2 days a week, refeeding 2 day, and then, or 2 day fast, refeed, 2 day fast. If you're talking about a 48 or something like that. But the real question is, if you are losing weight, that's awesome. But the bigger question that goes on top of that is, as you are doing 2 day fasts and refeeding, 2 day fasts and refeeding, is it sustainable? Can you do it long term? Does it feel good? Because that's why I tell people to flexibly fast, because maybe after doing it for 2 days rest, or 2 days refeed, 2 days refeed, 2 days fast, refeed, maybe it's time to do an OMAD. Maybe it's time to have 2 OMADs in a row, because sometimes we experience burnout. That's why sometimes when people come to me and, right, because if you think about my journey was, at the very beginning of my journey was 4 day fasts. I was fasting for 4 days, refeeding for 4 hours, and then fasting for 4 days again. And I did that for 5 months. And I know for a fact, not everyone can do that. That will burn people out super quick. And so it's different for everyone. My advice is, don't stick to a specific number. Instead, flexibly fast. If you know that 2 days works, do 2 days. If you feel like you have the motivation to go 3 days, go 3 days. 4 days, go 4 days. But the moment that you're starting to feel burnt out, the moment that you need to take a step back, give yourself some grace. Do an OMAD. Do a 16-hour. Have 2 OMADs in a row. But just remember, the shorter you fast, the more cognizant you have to be about your eating, the more mindful you should be, the more you should be thinking about the choices you make when you eat, the exercise that you perform, using your calories to your advantage. Hopefully that's helpful, Saturn. Margaret asks, when will you be doing another live stream? Great question, Margaret. And I know Aisha isn't here, so hi Aisha, by the way, when you see this. Let me take a look at my calendar, because the next couple of days are going to be a little different for me. I know I usually live stream. Well, today's Friday. Tomorrow night, I mean, it's Friday for people in the States, but tomorrow night and the day after, I have dinners that I'm going to. So I'm actually going to be eating 2 days in a row. And I don't know if I will be able to live stream. I know for sure I will not be live streaming tomorrow, but my hope is I will be live streaming on Sunday. As far as a time, it might be around this time, but I think I am going to the bank to get my savings account, or my bank account done that day. So me doing that in the mornings means that it would be Sunday evening. And if anything, it might be a late Sunday evening live stream, or it could be a super early Sunday morning live stream. That part, I don't know. But if anything, it will be Sunday at the earliest. If not, it'll be the next day at around this time for people in the West. For people here on the other side of the world, I will be either live streaming on Monday or Tuesday. I know that's very confusing now. So let's just go back to I will be live streaming for everyone, either on Sunday at around 7:30 p.m. Central Time, or maybe early in the morning then. Or if I do not live stream on Sunday, I will be live streaming on Monday at 7:30 p.m. Central. Okay, I think that's the best way to put it. Fax asks, do people treat you differently now? I've had people ask me this before, and I have already answered this as well. Yes, people do. As somebody that has been morbidly obese his entire life, people do talk to me differently. People approach me differently. But I will also say that part of that was probably my confidence too, because my confidence as a morbidly obese man was nowhere where my confidence is today. Two very different people then and today. I wish that I had confidence or more confidence then. I wish I valued myself a lot more then, but I didn't. I mean, that was just the truth of the matter. Nicer, more respectful towards you. Yeah, that's typically what I see. You know, I know this is going to be difficult to even say, but like, you know, there were times when I was morbidly obese where I felt like people didn't want to be around me. People felt repulsed by me. And I felt that. And it was very hard. And it was one of the reasons I didn't want to like be anywhere or do anything. So yeah, that's how it used to be for me. Do you feel like society treats you better? I mean, like I said, with what I said earlier, yeah. I mean, if you want to like put it out in that way, sure. But I do think a lot of that though is also my confidence. My confidence today is a lot different than where it used to be then. So hopefully that's helpful. Facts. Maggie, I know. Maggie says I still haven't seen my name in the intro yet. Maggie, I will work on that. I mean, and just an FYI for anybody who's watching this, I'm so far behind that like people who have been emailing me the last week, I have not responded to anybody. I have not gotten to anyone just yet because I'm just so far behind. So like that's part of my to-do list as well. Ever since I picked up extra work with this other client, because remember everyone, YouTube just isn't my only source of income. I also work as a social media marketer. I also work as a professional photographer. So I do have other clients I do work for, and I've just recently picked up additional work for them. But I will get to it. I will get to it. I promise you. So, I mean, thanks for letting me know, Maggie. I mean, that's putting me in check with that as well. Jennifer asks, is it ever your goal to be able to eat 2 or 3 meals a day and not fast like you are now? No. I don't think it will ever be a goal of mine to eat multiple times a day. If anything, the next stage of my journey, Jennifer, is to eat back-to-back days. I would love, my goal ultimately is to eat 5 days a week and fast 2 days out of that week. I am not there yet. I don't know if I am close to that point yet, but I know for sure I'm not there yet. If I were to ever eat 2 or 3 times a day, I would have to eat very, very strict. I would have to eat very, very clean as well. I mean, even for me to eat back-to-back days, I would have to eat a lot cleaner than I currently am right now. This is a very hard, it's a very hard thing for me to do. I've said this to people many times. My diet, that's the hardest lever for me to pull. It is the hardest part of my journey. And I know all of you see that. I used to eat 8,000 calories, way more than that. And now, I mean, even yesterday, I only ate 2,400 calories, and that's a huge win for me. That's not something that I would have been able to do in the past. I know I'll get there. It's just, I know it's going to take some time. So I think baby steps. I think right now, even if I could just start eating back-to-back days every now and then, I think would be a huge win. But at this point, I'm still telling myself to just continue doing ADF until, well, whenever that next step comes. So Okay, I think those are all of the questions today. And I think that's it for our live stream today. I want to thank everybody for being here today. I want to give a special thanks to Raveen for being part of the Finally Fasting fam. Raveen, thank you for the extra support today. I appreciate that so much. Thank you for being part of the Finally Fasting fam. I also want to thank all of my other Finally Fasting fam members as well who continue to support me. Thank you for doing that. Oh my goodness. Lemon Drop Cake just dropped a $20 super chat. Lemon Drop Cake, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Thank you for the generous donation. Thank you for the huge support. Lemon Drop Cake also says here, your transparency is breathtaking, Jerome. I appreciate that. I really do. You've been such an inspiration to me and, of course, many others to preserve in fasting or to persevere. To persevere in fasting. And I'm finally at goal weight, trying to maintain. Lemon Drop Cake, thank you for sharing that with us. And congratulations to you for being in maintenance. I mean, Lemon Drop Cake, I know you've been part of the Finally Fasting fam for a long time. I know you're high up there on my intro screen. If anyone ever wonders how that intro screen works, if you ever look at how the order is of names, that's an order of seniority. So if you see somebody at the very top of the first page of when it shows an autophagy member or an OMAD member, that's because they've been supporting for a long time. But Lemon Drop Cake, thank you for the gigantic donation. Thank you for the $20 super chat. I appreciate you. Congratulations on your success. Keep me posted on your maintenance. I mean, I know right? Like, I don't think I hear from you often. So, but you're obviously here and you're obviously using fasting as part of your routine. So I love that for you. And I love that you've gotten to maintenance. I cannot tell you, and not just Lemon Drop Cake, but everyone here, I cannot tell you how many people have gotten into maintenance and have gotten to their goals and have found success. And I think a lot of it is because many people who came into this were like me, who had an all or nothing mindset. And many people then started to realize that, hey, I can practice imperfect consistency. I can still show up even if I don't fast for long. I can still work on other levers on my journey and it will prove to be successful. So Lemon Drop Cake, thank you again for the huge donation. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Okay. So before I need to, there we go. Okay, I think we're good. Before I sign off here, also thank you to all my regulars. Thank you to the people who are here every time I live stream. Thank you for being kind and supportive to each other. That means so much to me. I always appreciate that. It is a community that I cherish. It's a community that I also rely on. I mean, I say this to all of you all the time. Like, I need your support as well. I read through chat every time a live stream ends. I read all the comments. That's why I know how many of you are doing or how things are going, because I read through all of it. I might not remember everything and everyone, but I try to. And I hope you see that as we do this on a regular basis. So this community is important to me, and I want to make sure that I keep it as supportive and as helpful as I can. So with that being said, that's all I got for today. I still have work to do. It's only 11 in the morning here. I have a lot of other work that I need to catch up on. So I think that's it. I'm going to do my obligatory wave goodbye, and I will see you on the next one. I'm sorry that I don't have an exact date. It's just I have plans for the next 2 days, so I don't know what that's going to look like, but we will talk soon. I promise you that. All right? Okay. Take care, everyone. I will see you soon. All right.